So what am I supposed to talk into this? Is it going on now? Oh.
Yeah, there's I saw my kids' face. Sounds beautiful. Okay.
Oh.
You should see how beautiful everybody looks.
Oh, I'm so glad I look beautiful. All right.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Well, anyway, okay. Well, I'm Maxine Fine, and I'm a lesbian, and I'm happy to be a lesbian. And I love my friends. I really do. I love them more every day. And I love my cats and my plants and my painting. And I like my motorcycle jacket. It's a very versatile jacket. And when I first started wearing it, I was really scared because it was like announcing my coming out. You know, it was like saying to people on the street, I'm a lesbian. And I got it like 2 years ago, and I was really scared at first, but now I'm very happy to wear it. It's good. I want people to know I'm a lesbian. You know, that's really important. Makes me feel good. That's all. Let me out of here!
While lesbians have been around forever, the wider acceptance of lesbians has only come about in the past 30 years, meaning lesbians have had to build their own ways of connecting to one another and expressing their love. Through the lesbian bars and clubs of the 1930s to modern-day online spaces, the need and want for community and connection has remained strong. One of the key ways lesbians have found to stay connected to their identity and community is through their fashion and style. The way they dress and accessorize are often rooted in the rich, unknown history of lesbian fashion.
I would like to say that I'm maybe more of a softer butch than I'd like to say that I actually am, because I'm not covered in tattoos when I go out, and I'm not covered in piercings, so my appearance might be a little bit softer than some other friends that I have that are really like bold like butches is what one of my friends says about herself. When I first really came out to myself, I was like 14 years old. Like, it wasn't like really a thing where there were a lot of people that I looked out into the world and saw that were dressing in the way that I was like, oh, that motorcycle jacket's really cool. I want to wear that forever in a day. Like, it would be glued to my body. I'd never take it off. Seeing what it used to be like, right? You would emulate what that immediate community of people that you were around, that's what would influence your style. But now with like online, there's a lot more things like Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I can see somebody that's in the UK that may be gay will not look like the ones if I go out to the gay nightclub that's local here. You'd have somebody that would go out and they'd be like a secretary at an office, just totally normal. You'd never even know. And then, you know, the minute that the clock runs out and she can get somewhere else, she's changing into a totally different style of clothes.
Yeah.
Because it's not what was socially acceptable. You were a social outcast if you were to go outside as you'd want to be.
The need and want to look lesbian for a lot of lesbians seems to have remained for decades, with some styling themselves to fit the many versions of the lesbian look. Some taking inspiration from famous lesbians throughout history, some pulling inspiration from photos of lesbians in bars, and using various different flagging codes.
I have a lot of tattoos, but I have 2 tattoos in particular that are like based on like lesbian history, because it makes me feel more connected. I feel like when you look at me, you might not necessarily realize I'm a lesbian. There's symbolism of the nautical star dating back to the 50s. I don't know if you can see my tattoo there, in a time when women couldn't be queer. So they would have a little nautical star that could easily be covered by a wristwatch. And I just like that because it makes me feel like having it on me makes me feel connected to the community. And like, I'm so grateful to live in a time now where I can be open about it. And then I also have another tattoo here, which is from Anne Lister, and she's like stated as like the first modern lesbian. And obviously there's a TV show, Gentleman Jack, that was created because of her. But she created her own code. But this says, I love and only love the fairer sex. And it's just, I love it. So
I wanted to gain a sense of how widespread this feeling was amongst lesbians, so I made a Google form with a bunch of questions about style and identity for lesbians to complete. The evidence was overwhelming, with 77% of respondents saying that their style somewhat to really helps them feel connected to the lesbian community. I asked of which historical and iconic lesbian flagging items they use or have, and the top 3 responses were for thumb rings, carabiners, and statement t-shirts, and with 48.6% saying that they knew none to very little about lesbian fashion history. This suggests that a lot of people are dressing in ways that are deemed lesbian within the community, but don't actually know how or why these things came to be considered that way. Well, the thumb ring has come up time and time again since at least 1955, with it being popularised because of its neither feminine nor masculine appearance. It can be used by both butchers, femmes, and anyone between and outside of those labels. The carabiner at the belt loop came into trend during the interwar period, when butch women couldn't work the normal jobs women were allowed to have because they weren't feminine enough. These masculine women often ended up working blue-collar jobs, and eventually started wearing rings of keys at their belt loops for convenience, leading to the widespread use of carabiners by butch lesbians. Following the creation of online communities, these flagging techniques have become highly popular and are even recognised as stereotypes in films and popular media. So really, the way lesbians dress doesn't really matter, but there is usually a historical context as to why a lesbian looks the way she does.